Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Voices of Tomorrow, where young minds set their vision for a better and greener world. Today we're joined by four amazing ladies from Norwich School with some powerful messages for us and our community within Cargo for a greener, better planet. So first of all, let's start off with your name, your age, and your favourite subject at school.
My name is Rev and I'm 11 years old and my favourite subject is science.
Thank you. Welcome.
I'm Dia, I'm 12 years old and I'm part of Voices of Tomorrow, and my favourite subject is probably English or maths.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm 12 years old and my favourite subject is probably English.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm 12 years old and my favourite subjects are English and Spanish.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you and welcome. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some really easy questions about your thoughts and how we can improve the planet that we live in. Now, I asked some of the guys earlier if the Earth could speak to us right now. What do you think Earth would be telling us? What do you think it would say to us? What would Earth say?
The Earth would probably say help me, or stop doing make this place a better place, stop polluting the Earth, and
stop the greenhouse gases, stop throwing plastic in my fields, right?
Act now, act fast. You only live once, so live to make an impact.
Wow, that's cool. I love that.
Or help me stop throwing plastic in the ocean,
Excellent.
The Earth would probably be saying something like help, like Dia said, act fast and make an impact, and it'd probably be saying something like that.
Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. So, we have a problem, right? We have a problem. There's a lot of waste in the earth. We're not recycling properly, you would agree. We have a lot of issues, right? And we as young people, or you guys as young people, are the voices of tomorrow, as I said. So what do you think is our biggest waste problem at the minute? What do you think our biggest problem actually is?
Plastic would probably be a really big, it's most of pollution, and some people throw plastic in the ocean, which can also cause damage to animals in the ocean. Some of them can also be fueled.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Yeah.
Your carbon footprint, which also causes carbon emissions, which damages our ozone layer.
Yeah.
Definitely what Rev said, plastic, throwing plastic in the ocean. I mean, you do it once and then you do it again and then do it over and over. It's becomes a habit and it's not good for the planet.
Excellent.
Like Rev Miriam said, in my opinion, littering plastic into the ocean is one of our biggest problems, because that can also hurt marine life.
I mean, we've all been to the beach, right? Yeah? And I love the beach. I love going and getting sun and going and having a swim, but you look when you go to the beach, the amount of rubbish that's collected at the end of the day, right? And there's a lot of people that don't think about collecting the rubbish. You see flip-flops everywhere, you see the plastic bottles everywhere, you see barbecue waste, everything, right? So that's a big problem. We need to start educating the adults, right, to tidy up after themselves, right? You would agree? Yeah. So what's the one thing, and maybe you don't, I don't know, what's the one thing that you guys do at home, back home, to reduce waste? Is there anything that you guys do back home?
Whenever I'm out or I'm not in the house, I always turn off the lights in the room.
Oh, okay. Cool.
A lot of people don't notice, but if you put your AC in auto mode, it reduces the electricity amount used.
Yeah.
When we go to supermarkets, we get the plastic bags and we reuse them at home for trash bags.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah. Fine, excellent. Okay, now, if you were in charge of designing your school, this school's recycling system and the way they do things, what would you change, if any? Or is the school absolutely perfect? Is there anything that you would change? Or do you think the RX school have got everything absolutely right?
In my opinion, how I see it is RX International School has done a lot to help the environment. Like right now, we are currently in a podcast to help the environment, to spread news. But one thing they could do is students, they could be more aware of putting paper in the paper bin and etc.
Brilliant. Okay.
I definitely agree with Dia. The school is like, it's kind of perfect, yeah, but it's the students, and I feel like if they were better, that's like the school would be perfect.
Fantastic.
The school is doing a good job. Like they have bins for everything, but like people don't actually look at the signs on bins, and some of the bins don't even have signs. There's only different colors, and we've only got like one patch with like one area with like trees and flowers. So they could do more to have plants and wildlife around us.
Ah, right. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
As Dia, Miriam, and Taylor said, that the schoolhouse took a lot of thought into the eco-friendly things they do, such as trash bins and the bottle caps, as I mentioned earlier. But we can also take like informing the students about how pollution and carbon dioxide in the air can really affect us in the future. So like maybe we can educate them more about pollution and global warming.
Just a general question. Why do you think people, and I'm not saying it's the majority of people, I'm not saying it's the majority of adults, right? But why do you think people don't care about recycling or reusing?
Maybe they think that they can do a difference because maybe one person might say, even if I throw this in the garbage, it won't make a difference because I'm one person. But actually, as maybe not one person, like a lot of people, when they throw it in the correct place, it can actually make a difference. And we can also, for example, if we want to talk to our parents and tell them about how they can be more eco-friendly, we can tell them that this is our future, and we'll be sick and tired if we don't recycle or do the things that will help the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Many people have like the mindset of what they do will not make an impact. It's not going to help the environment in any way, like we've said, but I really think people should stop using that mindset and think, how can we start from little things to make a big difference? Let's start by putting the paper bag into the paper bin.
Yeah. So if one person was to sort of change their mindset, instead of throwing this bottle, on the ground, and said, you know what, I'm not going to throw it on the ground, I'm actually going to put it into a recycling bin, or I'm going to reuse it. I mean, to be honest, look, when I was young, and I didn't have half the things that some of the guys have at school now. We used to recycle bottles. I used to cut the top of the bottle and put my pencils, my pens into a ball. I used to put marbles into a bottle, as a toy, So there was a lot of things that I used to do when I was younger, and I think it's maybe the mindset of people where I don't care. I mean, look, me putting the bottle in the recycle bin is not going to make any difference. And I've also noticed, and maybe you guys agree or disagree with me, but you do have a lot of cleaners, right? There's a lot of people that clean the streets, and that is fantastic for Doha. It's fantastic for our country. But maybe some people are just throwing it on the ground because they know there's going to be a cleaner around in the next sort of 5-10 minutes rushing up the street. Yeah? And if there wasn't that cleaner there, then they would probably think a little bit different and say, I'm not going to throw it on the street. I will find the bin and put it into a recycling bin. Yeah? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But it was my sort of things where I notice that people, their mindset is sort of, I'm not going to, me doing something with the bottle's not going to change the world. Yeah? But if we can get everybody thinking that, yeah, maybe it could, right? Yeah? Agree? Okay, what would we do to make recycling feel more fun? So instead of making it a chore, instead of making it go, yeah, to make it fun for people, what could we do?
Actually, we can also make crafts and make them fun. For example, for a water bottle, we can cut it, as you said, but we can plant a seed. Like when you eat an apple, there's multiple seeds in there. You can get some soil from anywhere,
Okay.
and then you can put it in there, and then you can put that seed, and you can actually grow a little plant, and that could be actually fun.
Right, okay, excellent.
In challenges, people get very competitive, so we can make like a recycle challenge where you could track in your class for how much this person has recycled. So they could put, let's say, a piece of plastic into the plastic bin. They can
Like a competition, right?
Yeah.
So we have a
There's
competition,
more
a class competition.
Yes.
We can even do it as an adult competition. I mean, I would love to do it, in my street, right, where I could knock every door and say, right, we're having a competition, and see how many recycling bins we could fill in a week.
And there could be a nice award at the end.
Yeah. Cool idea, right?
And also we can actually make, as she said, we can do competitions. And actually in my class, when we had the house awards for every house points for every 10 World Cups, a lot of people started to get, for example, now in my class we have a big bottle cap box that is full. Not only bottle caps, you can use any caps, like medicine bottle caps. We can also use the food bottle caps.
Right, okay, excellent. Cool. Now, who's ever planted a tree or planted a plant now? Now this is nothing to do with the green, right? Because I've got a balcony and all my plants are dying on me. Now, whether I'm overwatering or not watering enough, yeah, so I'm having problems because I'm very much into growing little lemon trees and orange trees, and it's failing miserably at the minute. So have you any ideas that I could maybe do something a little bit better or change what I'm doing?
I also, in my house, we grow plants, and we're not expert gardeners, so our local...
Expert gardeners?
We're not.
We're not,
yeah.
right, okay.
So we call a local gardener in our community to give us tips on what to do with the plant now, if one stem is failing, what to do, and that really helps because I've been having the same plant for about 5 years now.
Wow, excellent.
Yes.
You really have to send me some tips. They really are.
My mom loves keeping flowers and small little trees in our house, so maybe we can give them some sunlight and measure how much water we give them. Maybe every day we put for them a little bit water.
Okay, so a certain amount for the size of pot or for the size of plant?
Yeah, and
maybe that's where I'm getting it wrong, right?
Yeah, maybe you can test which amount of water, so example, if I have a small tree and I put this amount of water and then it's always thriving and growing more, maybe that amount of water is better for that plant.
Okay, right. Thank you for the tip. Sorry.
I remember doing science, we were learning about plants, and my teacher said that not every plant needs to be watered every single day. Some plants need water at least once a month. So I feel maybe you're watering your plant a bit too much. And sometimes it's overworking the soil. I don't have any plants in this country because it's too dry, but in my home country we do a lot of gardening, and we would overwork the soil because my mum would like to have a lot of plants, and whenever they died we'd just keep using the same soil because we wouldn't want to keep buying more and more, and then we'd overwork the soil and it would fail because of the plants. So we would put all the newer plants in the new soil, and then we'd keep all of our old plants in the soil we had used originally.
Wow, brilliant. What do you think about, obviously, I love plants. I love trying to grow things. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could get let's say 1 in 5 people to grow a plant, like a small tree, yeah? And how would we do that? How would we do it? Because if every single person started to grow a flower, for instance, or a small tree, yeah, that for the environment, that would be fantastic, right? But how would we convince people to do that?
Like in schools, a lot of people would like to do that, and like you asked this question before, like how can we the school more eco-friendly? We can actually make competitions like making like what flower grows the most, like a tree. So that would like really make other people like to recycle and think that they can make a difference.
So that was going back to your point, right? Where we talked about if we had the likes of big flower boxes, yeah, where we would have, I don't know, maybe a 12 foot by 12 foot flower and we just fill them full of soil, and let's say every department or every class would have a competition and say, right, okay, we're going to grow beans in this one, we're going to grow chilies, we're going to grow orange trees, lemon trees, and part of because you guys do what we call house points, am I right? Yeah? So the best, let's say, school, or let's say not the school, but best department or best class, yeah, at the end of the year, there'll be a competition and see, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so that would be an idea, and that would promote people to grow, and then you guys or the adults can come and water them, the adults can come and judge them and learn from the guys, right, who are actually planting them, right? That'd be a good idea. I may actually do that at work. We could actually do that at work. Because it'd be easy enough to build, I don't know, even the size of this table, fill it full of soil, yeah, and start growing plants, start to grow small trees, right, around the cargo terminal. Good idea. I think we should bring that to the school, yeah? Okay, so now, let's reimagine the future. We're ahead of the game. We're 10 years time, 15 years time. If we could invent something, a gadget or anything to make a greener earth or to make this earth better, any ideas?
Like Taylor said, how your parents would overuse the soil in gardening. Maybe we can make something called renewable soil. So maybe the soil could still be reusable and reusable with a few chemical ingredients.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how close we are to get there. So.
Right. So you think we're probably maybe a long way off, or it's doable in the near future?
I think it's doable maybe in about 10 to 15 years.
Okay, good, okay.
What a lot of companies are doing, actually reusing the trash or like the plastic materials to making other things. For example, in the supermarket, like clothes that have been thrown away, have been making bags like for their shopping. So I think that would be really good thing, like in the future, in case what we're doing is not enough because of the damage we've done before.
Sure.
We can reuse like our trash or the plastic to make other things that we use. As they say, someone's trash can be another person's trash.
And that's another thing. And again, going back a long time ago, with my grandmother and my grandfather, we used to have what we call a compost heap, right? So that was all the food that we didn't eat. So let's say I had a big bag of potatoes and the potatoes were going off or past their sell-by date. It was a case of putting it into a compost heap, like with all my old food, my onions, my carrots, anything that we didn't eat. We went into a compost heap and it decomposed, and that then grew into the earth to make the earth a little bit better. So things like that, again, I mean, okay, to start off with, it was a little bit smelly, right? Because you've got rotten tomatoes and you've got rotten potatoes. But in a controlled environment, you can actually make compost heaps with wasted food. if you look at supermarkets, yeah, and the supermarkets have a sell-by date, yeah, an expiry date. So if you go into a supermarket and you see, I don't know, yogurts, yeah, and you'll see a date when it was actually produced, and then you will see a date when it expired. Now, if it's not sold within that expiry date, what do you think happens to it? Thrown away, right? We would hope that it goes to a recycling plant, yeah? But there's a lot of companies that we would need to be talking to and say, hey, right, let's have your food and make them into the likes of compost heaps, etc., yeah? Which you could use for fertilizers for your plants, yeah? And that's what we used to do a long time ago with my grandfather said that we used to do that. So maybe that's another idea that we could look at, right? Yeah? Okay, so what would a zero waste home or a zero waste school look like, in your opinion? Zero waste, no waste whatsoever.
Well, it would be very clean. It would probably also, like, if it had a front garden, because it would be eco-friendly, it would probably smell very fresh. And they'd probably have, a lot of people have seen them where you put like the bottles into the containers and it like breaks them down and turns them into like clothes and hair combs.
Mm-hmm.
And they would probably have one of those, or disposal to get rid of their waste.
Okay, cool.
Maybe that house will have like a big box, and actually in Japan, one of my friends gave to a specific person, I think, these balls and actually got money. So
okay.
maybe houses like who have like zero waste can have big boxes of, let's say, bottle caps and a box of plastic bottles,
Right.
and maybe other plastic bags. This can also really help the environment.
Yeah, yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Sorry, ma'am.
When I think of like a zero waste school, I think of like cleaning like plants. Like over there near the gate, we have like flowers and stuff. I feel like we can have like more plants around the school.
Brilliant. Okay.
When I think of a zero waste school, I think of renewable energy really being used around it, like solar panels, wind turbines, etc.
Wow. Fantastic. Right, great. Now, here's one. And we're coming near to the end, yeah? Okay. What's your big dream? What would your big dream be on how the world handles waste in the future? So we're looking at the future now and we're going, right, okay, what's the big companies going to do? What are they going to be looking at? What is the big dream for you guys looking in the future?
Like in the future, we're looking like 10-20 years. I would really hope that a lot of the companies take initiative of the environment, because if we don't, our place in the world will be really like hurt. So, and maybe if we tell the companies such as Qatar Airways, which is already taking initiative, of reusing things, it can really help us, because if all the companies do that, the world will at least be a bit better.
I would like to get rid of the concept of 2050, because basically what it is and what it means is the world will end in 2050 if we keep going at this rate within the ozone layer and the sunlight and the greenhouse gases.
Yeah.
So I really hope we reduce that, and in fact we're already on our way, because Brazil, the Amazon rainforest, the tree cuttings have been reduced by 20% in 2024.
Wow. Brilliant. Fantastic.
I really hope in like around 20-15 years we'll stop like littering, because I feel like if we stop, then it'll like go a long way.
I hope to see a big difference in the future. Like when I'm looking around now, like when I'm just walking around, I see a lot of cars, I see a lot of lights on, like Qatar's big on lights and it's because we have a lot of oil supplies. But in the future, I'd like to see more people walking, less people using their cars, and maybe some renewable energy sources like plastic turned into fuel for cars or anything like
Wow.
that.
Guys, oh, sorry.
And maybe like some people are using biofuel because like oil, coal, and fossil fuels are also running out. So maybe in the future we won't have them anymore. So biofuel, I think it's made out of plants. So that could also be one thing. And yeah, it can also really help the environment from.
So there's a lot more we can do, right? There's a lot. I mean, what I've learned from today, talking to you guys, you know, that it's been inspirational, believe me, you know, to hear your thoughts, and I'm so proud to be interviewing you and to listen to you. What I can say, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the future. These guys here are the future of tomorrow, and they've got a voice, and we must listen to that voice. Yeah? Is there anything that you would like to say before we finish? Anything that you would like to add? Any big sort of statements that you want to give to the parents or give to the adults out there or to give to the people who don't really care?
I said it once and I'll say it again. Act now, act fast. You only live once, so live to make an impact.
This occurs a lot for sports. Be the support player, and that's basically where when you do one thing, your job isn't over. So that's like when you're at the beach. Don't just put all your rubbish in a rubbish bag and then just leave the trash bag there, because then that bag might float away into the ocean, and then all the trash is going to pour out. So if you're going to be anyone, be a support player.
Thank you.
And every little thing you do counts. So.
Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you, and I just wanted to add that maybe you might think that you don't do an impact, but in reality, if every single person just threw maybe one plastic bottle in the trash, that still makes a difference.
Sure. Guys, as I said, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys for the past 30 minutes. It's been an inspiration for me to listen. Guys and gentlemen, you've heard it here, you've heard it first. Waste just isn't a problem, so it's a chance for us now to get a little bit more creative in what we do. It's a chance now for us to take action and to have a really good rethink in what we do and how we recycle. If these guys are doing all the thinking and they're doing all the hard work, why are we not doing anything? Yes, and it's up to us to make that move, to take that next step, and to do a lot more for the environment and to do a lot more for the earth. Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure and well done. Thank you.
Thank you.